5 hours, 39 minutes to go. Bye bye 2024. Hello 2025. This is the last dugout that we have of 2024, and we want to end this year on a bang.
Well, how are you? What are your plans for tonight?
We'll spend some quality time with family, but also I have to be awake until the new year because I will still be stuck in 2024 even after 12:30 because
12, no, 12. After 12.
after 12 because see 12:30 onwards is the Blitz Championship, and maybe Vaishali could create history, but I don't know. So
will that be counted in 2024 or 2025?
for India it'll be 2025.
No, but officially it would be still 2024,
See,
right?
New Zealand is already in 2025. Australia is already in 2025. Okay, not yet. No, Australia still has got 8 minutes to go. Okay, only New Zealand has gone into 2025. US will go after 10 hours. So that is why there is still a lot of time left in that. See, we want to end the dugout of 2024 on a high, unlike the Indian cricket.
Do plans first. Let's ask Gulati sir's plans also. It won't look nice. What are your plans?
Vishy's plans actually.
We are family guys.
Nothing special.
Yeah, what about you?
Nothing, family.
Nah.
Family.
Balla is still single.
Wallah is still
No, but
single,
still I
ready to
have
mingle.
my parents.
Oh.
I will spend quality
You are in
time
that
with
part
them.
of Delhi which doesn't have
No,
quite
no.
New Year celebrations.
I can be, one thing is for sure that he's not going to be at home tonight. That's for sure.
Oh,
One thing that I'm sure about, I will be in office tomorrow. Where I'm at night, that other matter.
well, Gulati is going to have an off tomorrow. He's beginning the
Because
new
of
year
him.
with- Yeah.
Because
Not
of
because
him.
of me, because of other grander, bigger reasons.
Grander, bigger reasons.
Because of foreseen circumstances.
Unforeseen. I didn't anticipate it. That's for me, it's unforeseen.
Even I didn't.
Yeah, so we want to end 2024 on a high because if you look at it, first half of 2024 was Sunhera, golden. But the next half of 2024 has been absolutely woeful because you got whitewashed in a ODI series for the first time in 27 years versus Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
You got whitewashed at home in a test series for the first time.
Against
in
an
over
average New Zealand team.
Exactly.
No disrespect.
Now, I started the show by saying goodbye 2024, hello 2025. But for the Indian cricket team, are we looking at bye-bye BGT, bye-bye WTC final? Because what's happened in Melbourne is going to have a ripple effect. The team mentally is going to be down. They are not going to recover so quickly from this. And look at our grand schedule. First is a holiday. No one's practicing. No one's doing anything. Second, you are looking at, we'll take all that later. Okay. So, second, yeah, Nishant Lal, yes, Happy New Year to you also. We have come on, that's about 5-6 minutes late. We are sorry for that. But 2025, we will.
That's still pretty much on time.
But we will change that in 2025. We will come on time. Okay? Because for the first time after the match, we have come at 6:15.
Yeah.
All the time the match was the dugout. So that's why 2024 has ended on an absolute damp note. And looking at SCG, you've got a press conference coming on 2nd. But no practice. Are you going to practice during the press conferences also? Maybe not.
You will
There's a very
practice,
short
but
turnaround.
There's also rain that day.
There is rain. Second, there is rain.
I heard you talking about.
Yep.
But you asked that bye-bye BGT, bye-bye WTC final. I think the envelope is ready. The letter in that of saying bye-bye to both these things are done. The letter is ready, signed, everything is done. All it needs is that stamp just to seal that, and that also you might get by 7th of January or maybe even before that. But everything is ready. You're just awaiting the stamp. The final approval, sort of just khana purti types, what you say in Hindi, that is left. But apart from that, it's done and dusted.
So, all the excitement, all the fever pitch, all the energy was built towards Melbourne. Okay? Because we all knew if India wins Melbourne, they do not give up the BGT. Okay? It stays for another 2 years. 2 years or 3 years, because 2027 Australia is coming to India.
Yeah.
But you lost Melbourne. So one dream is shattered that you will not win 3 consecutive series in Australia. That one dream is gone. Now
You can still draw though.
you can draw, but then it again continues the sequence. India has never won a 5 test series. That's a worrying trend now, and it's extended even into 2024. Okay. Now, we cannot take our mind off Melbourne because of three simple factors. By T, you are almost about to draw the test match.
Correct.
Okay. But then one cataclysmic collapse of 7 for 34. And India have lost by 184 runs. Okay. The main topic that we are going to discuss here is what was the main biggest contributor across the 5 days at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, because this was the first test match in the BGT of 2024 which went to the final session of the final day.
Yeah.
No other test match came close because Brisbane was rained out. Adelaide was 2.5 days. Perth, you were done and dusted with. But here, until the final session, you lost. 13 overs were left. Of course, there was time also. 1 hour was left. You lost. What was the biggest contributing factor in the loss across all the 5 days? We can start with you, Gulati, and we'll continue the room across.
Yeah. I think before I get to the most important factor I feel was the biggest contributor to India's loss, I think I'll just sum up the major reasons as to, or the possible reasons as to why India went on to concede a lead in the BGT here. Obviously, the top order did not really fire in the first innings to KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, another below average batting display, then that unfortunate run out. India's bowling, to be very honest, in the second innings, they lacked potency. When Australia won 91 for 6, one thing that India would have really wanted at that time was more support for Jasprit Bumrah. Unfortunately, that wasn't really the case. Australia went on to add a crucial 150 or 160 more runs after being 6 down at 91. So that's where I think India's obviously bowling lacked a lot of potency, or that extra Midas touch that was basically missing. And then in the final session of day 5, something that we saw against New Zealand at home and obviously at Adelaide and to an extent at Gabba also, you collapsed. And once again, it's a worrying trend that India's batting is suffering not just 1, 2, 3, but they have suffered multiple collapses, and that's why they've ended 2024 on a worrying note. I think for me, if I have to pinpoint one reason as to why India lost the MCG Test, the biggest contributor, I think I'm going to have a joint most. It's not really going to be one reason, but two reasons that basically feature at the number 1 spot. The worrying form of Rocco plus the bowling lacking potency in the second innings.
But that's for me, three na. Rocco 1-1.
But that's just one factor, I would say.
No. But
their batting is one factor.
No. Okay, you're saying batting in general is one factor, and the other one?
I'm basically saying one, the worrying form of both Rocco, and second, bowling lacking potency in the second inning. See, this is
this is very wrong, Gulati sir. You have called out the batting also and the bowling also.
No, for me, basically, see, it's difficult to pinpoint. See, obviously, there can be many more reasons. There can be Rishabh Pant's shot that he played in the second innings.
Both innings
for that matter. But for me, it's very difficult to negate the point of bowling not really showing that extra X factor that was basically required in the second innings. You had Australia.
What according to you was bowling? Why wasn't it up to the mark? See,
I think
all throughout, why I don't agree on the bowling part is that all throughout the series you've been playing catch up. In terms of be it batting or bowling, all across, whenever your bowlers are there, you're under pressure. You're always in that catch-22 to either protect runs or to take wickets. I think that is a very big factor, and all of that goes down to why the reason that your team hasn't been batting well. The batters aren't putting up a good enough show, that the bowlers at least see with the Australians, something that we would have noticed in the second innings, they had the luxury of too many runs, and that is why they could go with those attacking fields. They could sort of constantly go at the same lines and lengths, hit, even after a very bad session for Australia, the second session on day 5, where Yashasvi and Rishabh Pant got sort of 80-82 runs, if I'm not wrong. Still, they tried. They had the freedom to go after the Indian batters because they had that luxury of runs. So I feel even that plays a very big factor in bowling. Apart from that, all throughout the series, there have been very less less instances where the Indian team's noses has been ahead in the game.
Yeah.
Apart from the first test in Perth, there also it was your bowling who sort of got you back in the game and you won that game exactly. So I think it's all down to the batting team. All throughout the series, you've been because you've also mentioned two things. I'll also mention two things here. I think the batting in general, because even also you were out of the test match, or every time sometime Nitish Reddy is bailing you out, at times Washington Sundar is bailing you out. That is not how a test team can go and win a series overseas. You've been winning in India because you've been getting conditions that are suitable to you. Even over there, you have the bowlers who are doing well. Batting hasn't been doing well here also. Even BGT last time when the Australians came here, it was a lower middle order who was scoring runs and bailing you out more often than not. So this has been a thing that has been going on since a very long time, that batters in the lower order are bailing you out, or it is the bowling that is bailing you out. So all across, and that at some day, that's why I say there are going to be days when your bowling will not stand up. But if you just look at bowling as a whole, I don't think the bowlers have disappointed. You've also played the wrong combinations. That is another reason why you have not done well. So my second reason is going to be the combinations, and I'm going to give that straight away to the captain and the coach, because I think both need to take equal responsibility for all the positives that happen. I give credit to both captain and coach, and all the negative things that happen, same credit goes to the captain and coach. Here also, I think these two reasons being the biggest factors, India's batting and the planning has been way off the mark all throughout the series. Half of the series, so you were not even playing full bowlers. You were playing with three bowlers, with just Bumrah, Siraj and Ashwin at occasions. First test match, so you just had two bowlers. Then also you won.
See, I think one of the main reasons why I feel bowling lacked potency was that, and this is something that, even Siddharth and I have discussed at length also, and maybe, we have probably witnessed this thing from the last 20-25 odd years or two, that India failing to get rid of an opposition tail. It's not a new story at all. It's a perennial problem that the Indian cricket team has had across formats now. Okay. So that is still a worrying sign for me, because when you had Australia 91 for 6, effectively 196 for 6, I think restricting Australia under 250, the game would have been completely on. And then we would have basically, had probably been discussing about India possibly going to win on this test. So for me, I think bowling, there was lack of support for Bumrah. And basically, when I'm talking about the bowling attack, it doesn't include, Jasprit Bumrah in this discussion. It's basically about the support that he hasn't received, and to an extent, maybe the likes of, Akashdeep and Siraj, for that matter, they haven't really stepped up as in when required. I think in case of Siraj, we have discussed at length that he has been, good on occasions itself, but he hasn't been consistent. And I think it's just after the first test that he came to his very own in the second innings of the MCG Test here. So I think the bowling isn't that really adequate. It could have been a lot more potent had they had functioned more as a unit. And apart from, just one bowler finishing with a total of 30 wickets after the 4 test matches,
and
had they been
2-1 down.
Yeah, and still being 2-1 down, had they been, let's say, a couple of more bowlers with about, let's say, Bumrah with about 25 wickets, Siraj around 20-21 odd wickets, and Akashdeep, maybe we have talked about him also. He has been very unlucky for that matter. But then sometimes, there are some bowlers who probably don't really have the knack of, picking those consistent wickets. I'm not targeting Akashdeep here. It's just that, it's not coming well for him.
No, I do agree that this has been a problem with India for a very long time, that you do not get the tail, you do not wipe the tail off very quickly, you take a lot of time, you sort of tend to get yourself scored a lot of runs against tail. But I don't think that has been the reason in this series. Definitely in the last test match, I agree. In the previous test match at the MCG, there I agree that was a problem. But there you also have to come down to the fact that you all did not have runs. Maybe you could have gotten rid of the tail if you had more runs like the Australian teams did. Even if they didn't have runs, you never know if they would have gotten rid of your tail or not. But because you do not have runs, this is always been happening. And also you're not playing the right bowlers. How do you expect an overbowled Jasprit Bumrah, an overbowled Siraj? We're not talking about Siraj that much, but if we just realize there's not too much of a difference in how much Bumrah is bowled and how much Siraj is bowled. Siraj has been inconsistent, but again, I think a little things that go against Siraj also are that the benchmark that Jasprit Bumrah has set over there, I don't think Siraj is anywhere close. Even the second best bowler in the world, who even in the series, Pat Cummins, doesn't even look close to Jasprit Bumrah. And Siraj, I think for India, he has been decent, not the best of the series for him, but still I feel it was okay. Here you could have gone in with an extra pacer. If these were the conditions, you knew that it's not going to, you're going to have much more batting friendly conditions. You went with 9 batters. You could have gone with an extra bowler, and maybe that would have helped you more. Bumrah would not have had to bowl so much, and Bumrah was overbowled. Now it's very clear that that clip is also going viral where Bumrah is again and again saying nahi bas ho gaya ab aur zor nahi lag raha. That reel, that's also going viral everywhere. So you very well know that he was quite overbowled, and others also sort of, that was the situation. You could have gone in with an extra bowler, but for that you had to trust your batters, which you clearly don't, and that's why you had to fit in 3 all-rounders.
Okay, so you've spoken about the broader batting and the bowling bit. Okay, now for me, mentality.
And selections.
Mentality. The Indian cricket team, I began checking the date over and over again. Are we really in 2024, or have we gone back to the 90s? For 3 simple reasons. 1, your defensive and cowardly mentality came out in Brisbane when you were celebrating avoiding a follow-on. If you are the best team on the planet, you don't celebrate that. You will be panned. But here we have allowed the team to just escape with all the galling mistakes that have happened. Mentality number 1. Mentality number 2 is the Rishabh Pant shot. No one will focus much on Rishabh Pant for the simple prior fact that the underlining theme is that is the way he plays.
That's not the reason, Vishita, that you lost the series.
Mentality. I'm talking about the mentality. Everything, and like I said, Pant isn't solely responsible for it, but he is central to it. Because Test cricket will ensure that you do not repeat your mistakes twice. Test cricket is brutal. A Virat Kohli is nicking outside the off stump consistently. Is Test cricket forgiving him? No. That's the nature of the format. Pant got away in the first innings. Yes, Sunil Gavaskar was absolutely right in calling him all the things that he had said. But he got away in the first innings for 2 simple reasons. 1, that's the way he plays. 1. Second, Washington Sundar and Nitish Reddy saved you. In the second innings, the starting point was the Pant dismissal. His shot, it's not as though India needed 220 of 20 overs. Let's play a T20 game. Was it that situation? No. Okay. He played that shot, ego. Oh, who is Travis Head in front of me? No, I'm going to blast him.
No, Vishita, no, first shot I still agree. Second shot, I don't think it was that. It was a ball to be hit.
It was a ball to be hit, but then again, looking at the match situation, there was a fielder there who had to make good ground. Cummins had placed a fielder there. Okay? Knowing fully well that if I get a part-timer, Travis Head is no full-timer. Part-timer. So, okay, he bowled the ball that was to be hit, but then he found the fielder. Okay? Mentality is, despite having 8-9 batters, you're still only going for a draw. You're still only going for a draw. This is the cowardly mentality that has seeped into the Indian cricket team.
Yesterday you were talking about,
yes.
Right?
26 overs, 33. 92 overs, 26 overs already done. Okay. You are expecting that 60 overs to go, 300 runs, I will score at 5 per over. Who are we kidding here at this point in time? Mentality. Okay. You pack your team with 9 batters, yet you have lost Melbourne by 184 runs. Cowardly mentality. You don't know what is your team combination.
And you have to send a night watchman, 20 minutes remaining in the day.
Point number 3, which I was coming to. Despite having 9 batters, you put a night watchman in, 25 minutes to go. Cowardly exhibition number 4.
You ruined that test match there, I think.
Exactly. You lost it. You lost it at Gaba. You are lucky that the rain came at the Gaba. Here you lost it because here you are not strong. You are not got the mongrel instinct of 2020, 2021. Admit it. At that time, most of your seniors weren't there. Here, Rohit Sharma. We all want to call him a selfless captain, right? I'm sorry. In Melbourne, he was a helpless captain. Helpless, hopeless, and if you want to use the other S
Clueless?
word. No, clueless also. If you want to use the other S word, selfish, you can use it. Stupid is for Pant. Okay, but selfish.
We are not saying stupid. It was Sunil Gavaskar who made that
okay?
comment. Yeah.
Why? For the first time, Rohit Sharma put his interests above the team. I'm not batting well at 6. I don't like it, but I'll do it for the team. That facade ended in Brisbane. I'll come back to open. He has failed more at the top rather than in the 6th position.
Vishizar, I think you were in a very helpless sort of a situation at that point. That's why he had to open. I don't think it was for a personal cause. See,
You
by
ruined
then,
KL Rahul yet again.
No, you didn't ruin him. See, again, to move ahead, it's going to be KL Rahul who's going to open. With Rohit Sharma, I think when he sort of decided to come back and
Who
open
says
again,
that it's going to be KL Rahul who will open? Let's
Moving
just
ahead.
assume.
Moving
Yeah, that's
ahead,
what I'm
how
asking
are
you.
you?
After BGT.
KL Rahul isn't even assured a place in the Indian team when he gets a failure in one of the matches.
Exactly.
With KL Rahul,
after
the Indian
BGT.
yeah.
The England series.
We
I don't think
know.
so. Anything can happen.
We don't
yeah,
know.
anything can happen.
Because see, is KL Rahul going to be a certainty for Sydney after 9-0?
I'm not sure.
Shubman Gill is not going to play. Okay, so you've ruined Gill's confidence. All right. KL Rahul, he was anyway not having good record at number 3. You still bat him there. Okay. Rohit Sharma at this point in time has got 1 run more than the number of wickets Jasprit Bumrah has taken. He's got 31 runs. Bumrah's got 30 wickets. Virat Kohli. Mentality. Boss, I will keep on nicking it outside off. I've got my skill. I am the Virat Kohli. I'll not curb my ego. If I curb my ego, I'll lose my personality. Virat sent Nick Kohli, now has nicked in the same Ostrom channel for 7 innings. 7 innings. What more do you want? Mentality, clueless captaincy. Despite having 9 batters, no, I'll still only go for a draw. This is the main problem. Which is why I'm saying, when we celebrated, which I didn't by the way, when we celebrated avoiding the follow-on in Brisbane,
Same.
you lost the BGT chance at that point in time because you were mentally not there. You are mentally not there. And people are writing, Sydney miracle can happen. Boss, on the flattest of flat decks, which is the Sydney cricket ground, you're not won for 39 years. You won in 85, you drew in 92, lost in 99, drew in 2004, lost in 2008, lost in 2012, drew in 2015, drew in 2019, drew in 2021. You can't seem to get a result in Sydney.
2018, there could have been a result had it not been for rain.
Rain.
Yeah.
Okay, but rain. But that 2018,
And India would have won it.
That was different. It was a totally different team altogether. But at this point in time, your mentality suggests you are not ready for a fight. The media there, I'm telling you,
Are you not ready for a fight or you have given up? There's a difference.
you are not ready for a fight. You are not, because Perth was the final flame of hope that you saw before the extinguishing of the lamp. Okay? The media there is having a field day. If Monkey Gate summed up the lowest points for India, Australia in 2008, Media Gate has ensured that relations remain sour off the field. Look at what is happening, the charade that is happening. You are promoting certain obscure tabloids. Justification was there for the tabloids to call Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma what they were. But you're just promoting them for the sake of it. Why? The Indian cricket public now has to understand that you cannot have a star-spangled nature in this entire period. 2025, what should teach you is, if you have star-spangled outlooks, you will suffer. You're not looking at the broader picture of India, because there is a term in our Hindu culture, right? Raghukul Riti Sada Chali Aaye, Pran Jaye Par Vachan Na Jaye. If I juxtapose it with the Indian cricket team में यही रीति चली आई है कि when I will retire, I choose the time, I choose the space, I choose the moment. No one will have the guts to tell you you are out. Certain people are like that. Pujara is a low-hanging fruit. Rane was a low-hanging fruit. Ashwin decided to go on his own. Who will build the cat?
No, even Ashwin isn't in that category. I think even
I didn't mention low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
Ashwin
no.
decided to go on his own.
No, but I'm saying if he did not decide to go on his own, somebody would have went up to him and told him, unlike other players.
Okay, now, Sydney, I'm telling you why I said bye-bye BGT, bye-bye WTC. Because I don't expect a retirement call from any of the seniors after even after January 8th. Test Champions Trophy. What are you going to do now? So, what happens now is, we'll wait till Champions Trophy, wait until IPL ends. England series, वैसे भी it's there na, in June end. We'll wait until then. So, whatever calls you have on retirement, on the new cycle and all of that, it won't happen now. It won't happen in 2025. Okay? Which is where this mentality again comes. You have outlived your welcome in the Indian cricket team. How can Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma once again get back to unless they are Benjamin Button, reverse aging, then and only then they may seem to have that form, they are back, because see, both, there is something called hand-eye coordination and father time. It doesn't wait for anybody. Which is why I am saying mentality was the key factor. The biggest contributor was your mentality. You are a scared cricket team. You will always be a scared cricket team.
No,
Period.
I don't think that you will always be a scared cricket team. I think you have really been fearless on many occasions, not just once, twice. I think, but multiple times.
Wait
in the
a
last
minute.
10, 12 years.
Wait a minute. If you're talking about fearlessness, Kanpur, please give me a break.
That's just one instance.
No. I think what Vishy sir here means to say is, by fearless, I think you're taking it in a very different way. More than fearless, I think he's trying to say it's more timid. The approach is a little more timid.
Yeah, that way.
There's this star culture, and there's this sort of I think he's more comparing it to the Western culture in the sense of England, Australia, how they treat their legends and how they should actually be treated, and versus the Indian team.
I'll tell you one more.
I think it's not about the playing approach.
Timid approach, I'll tell you where. Exhibited. Prime exhibition number 1. Day 4 final session. Cummins got the field in. Look at the pressure he was building up on the tail. And is it really Australia versus India in the BGT? I like to ask you guys that. I like to ask the people that. Is it really Australia versus India in the BGT? It is Australia versus Jasprit Bumrah. It is not the Australia versus India team. Look at the bowling statistics. Look at the batting statistics. Bowling, Australia's bowlers have contributed in packs. With India, it's just Bumrah.
And to an extent, Mohammad Siraj.
Even that is, I am not even willing to give him that. For one simple reason. His contributions have come when the horses bolted out of the stable.
Exactly.
Okay. One comment came against me on day 4. Oh, now you will not consider Mohammad Siraj. But boss, when that partnership was to be broken, what did Mohammad Siraj and Akashdeep do? They were clueless. Aided by a clueless captain, by the way. So Mohammad Siraj, I mean, he can continue to be Ollie Robinson for all I care. He is the team's Ollie Robinson. Mohammad Siraj, let's make very thing here. Forget the DSP memes, forget Vivian Richards, forget Michael Holding. Mohammad Siraj in this BGT has been what Ollie Robinson was to the England cricket team. Chief mouth operator, not the leader or the backup of the attack. Simple. And he's been a miserable failure. Mohammad Siraj, let's make one thing clear here.
No, he hasn't been a miserable failure.
As far as impact is concerned.
Yeah, okay.
As far as impact,
then
his numbers will be inflated.
I'm not even going by the numbers.
There have been occasions where he's been decent, but he's not been up to
This
the
is
mark,
the problem.
but not miserable.
I mean, look at Adelaide. He conceded too many runs. Even in Melbourne.
Has he been as bad as Rohit Sharma? No,
No, not at all.
That is miserable.
Apples to apples, oranges to
No,
oranges.
just
And
in
we get
terms
bowling.
of I'm saying just in terms of impact
Bala,
and performances.
But there is no comparison actually.
No, there is. I'm just talking
Siraj
about
isn't a
comparison.
batter, Rohit isn't a bowler.
Yeah, there is no comparison.
Siraj, if you have to look at the other, I'll compare it with Australia. Cummins, Bumrah. Both, I think Bumrah has the edge, but Cummins is better with the bat. Okay.
Yeah.
Siraj, Boland. Boland wins hands down. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Boland has got more impact than Mohammad Siraj. Stark versus Akashdeep. Or maybe if you have to compare Stark and Siraj. Stark wins hands down.
Yeah, there is no comparison.
Boland, Akashdeep. Boland wins hands down. Where is the bowling lineup that you're talking about? Spinners? Nathan Lyon also showed why he is the GOAT. He showed it yesterday. His spell was also very important. He got Nitish Reddy. He got Mohammad Siraj. The Australians played like a team. India in the 90s relied on one individual. Here you're relying on one individual.
Correct.
Despite the fact that he's going to pick 30 more wickets, he may pick 5-6 more. Bumrah. You'll still not win a series in Australia.
I think this basically takes me back to that 2005 Ashes when Shane Warne, he finished with a total of
40.
about 39 or 40 wickets, and still Australia weren't able to win the Ashes in England. And that was primarily because of the fact that your bowling, they basically lacked that extra edge, and your batters didn't really come to the best of the forms consistently. So I think in case of India, a lot of things have really made the difference for them as far as a possible non-selection for a WTC final is concerned, to be very honest, or maybe a possible axing in that case. Overall, I think India really have themselves to blame. I once again, would really want to go back to that point of where does the preparation lie. You don't really want to play any of the practice game also. You don't really have time for that matter to play practice games ahead of a big overseas tour. You have the IPL.
That is a misnomer. Now,
Okay.
you played a couple of ping ball warm-ups in the nets in Adelaide. Okay, you played even a ping ball 2 one-day match.
Prime Minister's 11.
Prime Minister's
Yeah.
11. You still capitulate in 2.5 days.
Yeah.
Playing a game, acclimatizing to everything requires a lot of skill and mental
See,
scrapping.
Siddharth, I'll basically give you a very good example. 2021, before the tour of England, you lost the WTC final, but you had a good time, like a good break before you
35
began the
days.
series against England. And at that time, you did prepare well. You did play a couple of intra-squad games also. And that's one of the major reasons why India were able to draw the series in England. You were really able to perform well in that series. What's the basic thing? You want time. You want time to prepare. And it's not just in the overseas conditions. It can be at home also. Some of the senior players, they did not really play the Dulip Trophy for that matter. And the reason that was given by the former BCCI secretary was that, we cannot really insist on the likes of Virat and Rohit to play the domestic red ball games. And that's where my point also lies, that if you do not prepare for such important series or the away tours, then it's going to be the same old story, something that happened in 2011 or in the 90s for that matter. There is no preparation. You have to work on your technique. When there are flaws, when there are technical glitches, the only way you can get rid of them or you can overcome them, irrespective of your age, you have to go back to the basics, and for that you only need one thing, and that's time.
Completely disagree for one simple reason. Okay, before the New Zealand series, before the New Zealand and Bangladesh series,
2024. Okay, yeah.
Pant, Jaiswal, Rahul, Sarfaraz all played Dulip, right?
Correct.
If I'm missing any prominent batter's name, no, I think I've
Shubman
included.
Gill, everyone.
Sure, I have mentioned
Shubman
Gill.
Gill,
Gill, Rahul, Jaiswal, Sarfaraz, Pant, they all played, right? Bowlers, Akashdeep was there.
Harshit Rana was there.
Harshit Rana was
Yash
there.
Dayal also.
Yes, Siraj wasn't there, right? Or was he there?
No. Siraj wasn't
Okay.
there.
Amongst the batters, who did well in the New Zealand Bangladesh series? Who did?
Rishabh Pant.
Sarfaraz, Rishabh Pant.
But Sarfaraz just for one innings in New Zealand.
Rishabh Pant was your best batter in the New Zealand
in the New
series.
Zealand series. Bangladesh also, okay?
Yeah.
Because he hit 100 in
Yeah,
Chennai,
yeah.
right? Amongst the top order, who contributed? Zero. Shubman Gill didn't have a good time, okay? Neither Yashasvi Jaiswal had a mixed time, okay? He had a good 50 in Pune. I think he did well there.
Yeah.
You prepared for the Dulip. What did it happen? You won only 2 tests at home and you were whitewashed against New Zealand. Here, you had a ping ball warm-up, okay? Boland played. Others played. Constas played. But what happened? You capitulated in 2.5 days. And you didn't do well even in Melbourne against Sam Constas. The only guy who did well was Jasprit Bumrah. Which is why here your upstairs is so scrambled, you don't know how to approach a particular innings on a seaming condition or on a spinning condition, that you are sitting ducks for a wicket. Virat Kohli, that discipline will come, but then it's gone. People are now criticizing Mohammad Asif's comments. I think Mohammad Asif was spot on, bottom hand player. He can't recover that touch back. He will have flashes of brilliance. Perth, he had a flash of brilliance there. But then he still averages under 30 in this BGT. Rohit, It's gone. That reflex is gone. 39 years. Virender Sehwag also could not prolong his career because of that. 2025, my assumption is June. You're taking a tough call. You have to take a tough call.
I think you're probably going to take a tough call after the Champions Trophy for that matter.
Let's see, but then you only have
That's
a 5-day
white ball.
turnaround.
Yeah, that's also white ball. Different.
Different. Okay. Can Rohit, okay, if he does well, can he last until 2027? You have to ask serious questions. Even Virat, I'll have to club him in that. Sure, ODIs are a different kettle of fish. But can he really survive until 2027? If you survive and if you hold on, then you're not giving your other youngsters a fair enough run.
Correct.
That is the problem. And Melbourne has exposed that. That era of cowardice has now seeped in. You cannot play timid cricket. If you want, play 11 batters, na? Play 11 batters in Sydney. Then you will only hit 600, 700. What happens to the bowling then? Arey, one Bumrah. We'll play only one specialist bowler in Jasprit Bumrah. That's it. Nitish Reddy, Washington Sundar, and we have Ravindra Jadeja. Na? No problem. These are our bowlers. We'll play with that. What's going to happen? You're preparing for and looking at the team composition. No one's making any changes in Sydney. This is the team that you're going with.
Absolutely.
Unless Bumrah in the Rohit Sharma PC that happened, I don't know. I got this vibe that maybe they're not wanting to risk Bumrah. I'm getting that feeling. There is a report that is doing the rounds that Rohit, Virat and Bumrah might not play the England series. So that means they're a direct ICC bolter. But again, not playing a series and then risking yourself against Bangladesh, Pakistan and New Zealand in Dubai. Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that script again before? So that's why this Melbourne loss, the biggest contributor for me is mentality. And what India could have done better? What Rohit Sharma mentioned, play 30-40 minutes. Rishabh Pant just needed to play 30-40 minutes more.
Correct.
You could have saved the basic things you could have followed up on, but you never did that. Virat could have played with more discipline, but that didn't happen. Rohit could have come out of the timid approach. That didn't happen. So that is why they say small things. Small things, I will say. That's the way it goes. So that's why it is a really big problem that you're staring in 2025. The cracks, you just put one layer of a paper paint on it. It's all become papdi. It's gone. Now there's a bigger crack that is staring at you. Are you going to address that problem? It reminds you of that scene in Kota Factory. Okay. Where Jitu Bhaiya is looking at that black spot, was sealant that is there on top of the screen. Should I change? Should I not change? Should I build it? Should I not build it? That's the scene with the Indian cricket team at this point in time. They are having a Jitu Bhaiya moment and I don't know whether they will recover from that or not. So that is the situation that is there. So we will take a couple of comments now that have come. Okay. Shubham Garg. Funny you guys are discussing obituary of the series. Only Nikhil gave India a chance this series. All three of you said Australia one side. So where is the surprise?
I never said that Australia are going to win the BGT. I never said that it's
I
going
said
to be
they will win
one-sided.
3-1.
I never said that.
3-1.
Yeah.
And it would very well be in 3-1 if it didn't rain.
And
in
I said
Brisbane.
2-1 in favor of India.
Yeah, you had said 2-1 favor, but that's not happening now. But then see, you are right, there is no surprise. But then we expected this team that after what happened in Perth, let's be very honest about it, everybody got their hopes up after seeing the Indian performance at Perth. Maybe all the dark memories of that whitewash in New Zealand was gone. But I'm sorry, you've shown that you've reverted back to type all over again. Manu John is like saying, stupid.
We can leave that.
Yeah, let's just...
Caesar?
Okay, that's,
Yeah.
we have already done a lot of videos on that. Yeah, you can just check. Okay.
I'll take this comment. Shubham Garg. Various news platforms were justified to say things to VK. Sid, you believe that you are justifying any of the posting comments about VK? It's disgraceful.
I mean, he had just said, I'm your daddy now and all those things. Remember that Western Australian Observer, that one particular tabloid paper. Again, Shubham Garg, why are we giving importance to a, what were you saying, tabloid, right? That's the nature of a tabloid. They don't care.
True.
That's why you call the paparazzi. If a legacy media had done this, then you had every right to absolutely rip them apart. But this is a tabloid. We don't have a tabloid culture in India. And by the way, when you look at it, don't most channels, if you are in the audio visual medium as such, don't most channels practice tabloidization, albeit in a cruder way? I don't want to take names, but certain channels, even in this country, have gone overboard. Just have an India versus Pakistan match, okay? I remember one particular
and they'll turn it into a war.
A particular channel, okay, used tanks, war scenarios to ensure that, okay, an India-Pakistan's Champions Trophy final is going to happen. Are you not mocking or hurting the soldier? Because a cricket match, I'll use Sunil Gavaskar's word in this, a kind of a cricket match is not a war. In a war, you don't know if a soldier comes back. But in a cricket game, you can come back to your air-conditioned room. That's the difference.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Yeah.
Let's take, Anshu Mishra's comment. Sid, this BGT will be historic as Steve Smith will become the 4th Australian cricketer to score over 10,000 test runs with a brilliant average of 57. That too started as a leg spinner with the and now he has 34 hundreds. 12 in Ashes, 11 in BGT. Definitely the greatest of all time.
Well, I mean, he's, I think, only about
Smudge.
20 runs away, I think, from the 10,000 run mark.
Correct,
And
yeah.
he's got an exceptional record in Sydney, by the way. So, yes, if he does it, then, yep, he will join Ricky Thomas Ponting, Alan Border, and Stephen Waugh as the other individuals in Australia to have got into 10,000 runs. Smudge, yep, I believe in Smudge. I mean, although I would say as a test great, he's right up there.
But not so much in the white ball formats.
No. Just
Not at all.
Not at all in the white ball format. Although, white ball clutch 2015.
Oh yes, he had the best time of his ODI career in 2015.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smudge. White ball legend till 2015. After that, slowly it tapered away. Okay. Sharan is like saying, only fast bowlers workload from both teams in this 4th test match only. India bowled 141.2 overs and Australia fast bowlers bowled 131, not much though. But again, look at the smart utilization. Why did India bowl 141.2 overs, my friend? Because you could not blast the tail out.
And the 3 pace bowlers had an extended workload for
Exactly.
that matter.
Jasprit Bumrah, congratulations.
50 plus overs.
One particular czar of IT will be crying at his workload management. If you get the meme what I'm talking about. He'll be crying at his workload management. He would have reversed his own working policy of 70 hours. Okay. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Let's look at one more. Let's take some comments. I think this comment we have taken. 10.1 overs, 10.2 overs extra were bowled.
Yeah.
In that.
Freaking awesome.
Before Gambhir.
Okay, there's one more.
I love mutton biryani. Okay. Sydney should be Rose last. 26 should be last of Co if he fails. Sidvi, your views on Magnus Vishy not fit for FIDE job. Also, why he's acting is above the sport. I love mutton. Okay, like he's saying Rohit, maybe it could happen. But 2026 should be the last of Kohli. No.
I think that's too
if
long
you
a
think
time.
2026 is there, then 2027. He will play 2027. Magnus, well, I've done a video on it. But it is surprising why he's taken on Vishwanathan Anand. Because a rule is there. But I would suggest that there is another very, you may say, logical thing that why should you have a dress code for chess? Why should you have a dress code for sports? I understand. Okay, test cricket, you have to play only in whites. If you wear a pink jersey and come, no, it won't work. There is a certain occasion that befits that particular thing. Which is why I say, okay, Wimbledon, you may curse for all this, but there is a dress code.
Correct.
Dress codes, important, not important, but then this is more of a TV visual medium. I think they want a dress code to look attractive. But not fit for the FIDE job. Well, as I said, good players necessarily need not make better administrators, or bad players necessarily need not make bad administrators, or any of the combinations, vice versa. But Magnus is above the game. I will say that, yes, in chess. FIDE and chess need Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen doesn't necessarily need chess because of his stature. Abhishek Rawat, sir, talk about ice cool man Pat, and really he's beast who doesn't look like one. And what's with Scotty B? First ball wicket again and pick one between Peak Stokes or 29, Cummins or 23, 24. That's what I was telling Gulati. I'll rename Pat Cummins to Clark Kent.
Yeah. Pat Cummins for that matter. If we have to make one pick.
Scotty Boland, build the man a statue. Man, he's great. But then peak
He's
of
so effective. He's basically the refined version of Munaf Patel with a better fitness for that matter. No, I think, see, he doesn't really have that much of a pace, but the good thing is that he can bowl on one area consistently. And that's one of the rare qualities that a certain Munaf Patel had. I think Scott Boland is really turning out to be more than an effective replacement for Josh Hazelwood. At current rate, he's even better than him.
he is, but then age is not on his side.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But peak Stokes 2019-20 and peak Cummins 23-24. I think I will give peak Cummins. 23-24.
Same. So it's 3-0 in favor
It's
of
going
Cummins.
to be very close for me.
Yeah. Okay, Shubham.
But you
Patel-
said Cummins only, no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I think that's also a recency factor. But Stokes in that 2019, it was just too.
Shubham Garg is saying in 2015 also, it was not Smith. Finch set the semi-final for Australian group stage. Smith was terrible, 200 runs in 8 games, small target in final.
Finch did not even get his timing right until the 30th over. He was struggling like anything. It was Smith only who set the platform.
got
I don't know
80
what
odd.
Shubham, I think Shubham Garg has his reasons, but I would just say that he was clutch.
Yeah.
He was the guy who ensured that he was batting on a different pitch against Pakistan in Adelaide. And all the others, when Watson was facing Wahab Riaz's firestorm. So, see, that stat agreed, 208 runs agreed. But also agree with the fact that in all the 3 games, small target in final, whose fault is that?
New Zealand.
They lost 7 for 33. India lost 7 for 34.
Yeah.
So New Zealand's batters gave Australia a small target, and Finch fell first over, by the way, to Trent Bolt.
Yeah.
And it was Smith, Clark. It was Clark more so in that sense. So that's why, let's see, Priyanshu saying, do you guys see Bumrah as test captain on next WTC
Very
cycle?
well. Could very well.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so. See,
I
Now
would
he's
like
playing.
to.
But now
Bumrah
he's
is
playing very frequently. I think that's going to be the case because moving ahead, if he's going to play more, so many games, I think a very big reason why he's also doing is that maybe he also knows that will affect the captaincy chances. Because if he can play all the games, I don't think you need to search for a test captain.
Yeah.
Then.
See, I think Bumrah going ahead, I don't see him playing all the games, specifically in the home conditions for that matter. So, I think there's going to be.
Shubman Gill and Jasprit Bumrah.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be.
Format.
Like, if I have to make my pick, I think it's going to be Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh Pant.
Yeah.
Okay. That's also not a bad option. So, Bumrah or Pant, let's see. But then in this WTC cycle, you're only on one test now. If you don't win, simple equation. You don't
are
win
out.
Sydney, gone. Tata, bye-bye, see you next 20.
And even if you draw the Sydney test, then you will be on prayers.
No, one neighbor destroyed you. The other neighbor you'll have to again keep your hope up for. Because
Yeah.
Pakistan were expected to beat South Africa. That didn't happen. Then now it's Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka have to beat Australia 2-0. So that's why, that's the thing. So yes, the final dugout of 2024 is ending at this stage. We wish you a very happy and prosperous 2025. We will be back tomorrow, though. We'll be back next year for the dugout because we're just about 4.5 hours away from the year to end. So that is the same situation that is there. And let's take how Ashish, we did take your super chat, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
Bumrah is like Sachin of 90s, very consistent. I think there was one
Yeah.
more, if I'm not mistaken. There was one more.
I think
Yep.
it was Danush.
Danush, yeah. Sachin, hundreds. Virat.
Yeah.
That's harsh. But
Yeah,
then
that's
see,
harsh.
he's not shown the.
Let's not
discipline
end
that-
the dugout on a negative note like that and just where
Let's
you
just
were,
end on a
yeah.
note like Shashwat is going to end his
Yeah.
end tonight basically with his
Yeah.
friends.
Tonight's gonna be a good night, is it?
No. Please, guys, don't put all
Okay,
these
okay.
allegations on me.
Allegations? You're just saying that you'll have fun, my friend.
Yeah.
You're in a better position to have fun than two of us here. So
Yeah.
No, but you guys are married, settled. You will have fun with your families. I'll also have fun with my family.
Of course.
So will our viewers.
Exactly. So a happy new year and a prosperous 2025 to all of you, my friends. And enjoy. Let's stay positive. Let's ensure that, okay, we enter 2025 with more hope. Best memory of 2020, we'll have a separate dugout for that, Ashish. So let's see how that pans. A very short segment we may have. So anyway,
we'll have
video
a
is
short.
coming.
Yeah, exactly.
the video is
We are
coming
going
up.
to have a video
Yeah.
very shortly.
Of
So
the
you can
best
check that
memory,
out. The
yeah,
best
yeah.
memory of 2024. So from me, Shashwat and Sid Gulati, it is bye-bye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables.
And don't trouble your mother. Good night,
Happy
guys.
New
New
Year
Year.
2025. Bye-bye.